What is my most popular selling item right now that I am getting orders for at least every 2 to 3 days? Well, today I'm going to show you what it is. I'm going to show you how you can make them yourselves so that then you can turn around and sell those to your local customer base to increase that customer base and let them see exactly what you can do when it comes to custom orders. My name is Ashley. Welcome back to Design and Forge Studios Print to Profit. Let's get into it. My first order for one of these came in, I want to say August, just as sports teams were starting to put together their rosters and think about their upcoming seasons. A lot of sports teams like to award an MVP of their game, and they like to have something to do that to make it really special for that player. These custom logo oversized pendants are just perfect for that. I happen to have this one available right now because I just finished it up for a customer. It doesn't have a chain attached to it, but let me show you what it looks like when it's an NHL team, because I have also been making these for the major league sports teams with an image of their logo found online. I've done all the Toronto teams. Our Toronto Blue Jays are in the World Series right now, so that has been a popular one lately. But this is what they look like with the chain links attached, and I'll take you through a video and I'll show you exactly how to make them using Maker World's imaged keychain so that you are able to go ahead and make one for yourself. So to start off, you want to head over to the Maker World website and click on Maker Lab, and then you're going to scroll down to where it says Image to Keychain. Click on that, and then you're going to click Create from Blank and upload your image that you want to use. So now what it's going to do is it's going to show you your image before it's processed. And this is where you can choose your image thickness. If you want to keep the background, get rid of it. I always choose to get rid of the background, and I chose 3 millimeters for my image thickness. Now it's going to process that image and show it to you, and you can decide whether you like it or you want it to process it again. I find that the second time it looks better, so I tend to process it again and go with that. Once you confirm which of the images you want, it's going to show you all the colors that you have in your image. And if you have a standard AMS with 4 colors, you're obviously only going to be able to choose to go with 4 colors here. Now, because of what I'm going to have to do with this image, I am eliminating the colors in the pupils because I need it down to 3 colors, as I need to use the 4th color to put a background behind this image. So I'm just changing the colors of the pupils here. And then I want you to see what it looks like at this point in terms of how 3D it is and how everything kind of works out, how it would be if we put it on the build plate right now. So, because this image doesn't have anything to hold the whole word Hamilton together, nor would it be very strong like this, it actually needs to have a background added to it. So, I went and added just a simple shape background and chose the rounded one here. And I will edit this color in a moment, but first I'm going to just size it out and make sure it'll fit the entire image properly. I also want to go ahead here and change the thickness. Typically, I like the overall thickness of these pendants to be 10 millimeters. So because I chose 3 millimeters already for the top part of this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the thickness of the backing plate. And you can see I set it to 8 millimeters here. I will change it momentarily, but I'm going to just take a look at it and see how it looks overall on the plate right now. And then I went ahead and changed the background color there to the blue that it will print in. So now I have the 4 colors that I'm going to use, and we need to add an attachment to this. Typically, I'm using the hook attachment because I don't have this large background that I have added myself. But for this one in particular, I chose to add the whole attachment because I think that it works better with the design of this model. I set it here to 12 millimeters. I would actually suggest going to 14 or 15 millimeters just to make sure that you have enough space in that hole. And then I just wanted to take a look at it from all different angles and make sure that it looks good to me so that I know when I save it, it's going to turn out how I want it to turn out. And now you see, I'm just going to go back here and change the thickness because, again, I want the overall thickness to be 10 millimeters exactly. And I just took a look one more time to make sure that everything looks good from my view for the plate, the thickness, color, all of that before I go ahead and save it. So from this point, we're just going to go up and click download. And I'm obviously going to choose to download the 3MF version here because I want it fully colored already when it gets opened up into Bamboo Studio. Let's take a pause here really quick because if you're getting something out of this video, it really means a lot to me if you can give me a like and drop a comment below and let me know what local sports teams you have that you might be able to reach out to start making these for. We are still a small channel. We have been growing. Thanks so much to all of your engagement, but it really means a lot and it allows me to be able to keep doing this. If you guys are liking and commenting while you're watching the videos, and if you drop a subscribe, you'll be able to keep seeing all the videos as they come out. And now we're going to jump back into Bamboo Studio. And the first thing I'm going to do is change this to my A1, and I'm going to then alter the size. I typically like to make these 8 inches wide. I find that that is a very good size. So that's approximately 204 millimeters. But when you do that, it's automatically going to change the height. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to uncheck uniform scale, and then I will change just the height to 10 millimeters so that everything else stays the same, but I can get it back to the thickness that I want it to be at when it's going to print. Now, I have a handful of settings that I change in here. First and foremost, it will always have ironing on. I do not like ironing on these. I turn the ironing off. I reset the way that they have the wall generator here. Then I do like to go over into strength, and from there I will bump the walls up to 3 just to make it a little bit stronger. And you can just follow along and watch the other couple settings that I like to change here. It's just where I found that it has given me the best results overall in terms of sturdiness and print quality when this is all said and done. And the last thing that I will do is turn off the brim, as that's just something that it adds in when you save it from MakerLab, and it's not something that we need. So I do like to get rid of that. Now I want to slice it, and you can see here that this model takes approximately 3 hours and 44 minutes, just under 110 grams overall of filament. So I'm going to send it to the printer, make sure that all my colors are preset properly, and get the job going. You can see here what it looks like in the process. I then printed some chain links, which you can find lots of different options for on Maker World. And then I like to use this particular split ring link as the one that joins the pendant to the actual big chain that will go around their neck. It opens up. It does print in just one piece, but you're able to open it up to feed it through a lot easier than trying to jam the other ones on. Now, if you wanted to print your other chain links in a material that is a little bit more flexible, you could go ahead and do that, but I just print all of mine in PLA, and then I do the same for this one. I will change it to the size that I need depending on how my model is. And then when I print it out, it will slide through the hole of this pendant a lot easier, and then I can just slip my chain right on top of it. Here's a quick look at the finished product. You can actually see I had some issues here with the flow calibration through my nozzle, and that is a nozzle that I have been thinking I need to replace for a little while. So I'm glad I just made this to be able to show you all for this video, and now I will definitely be changing out that nozzle. You made it to the end of the video. I hope at this point you know exactly what you're doing in terms of how to make these custom pendants and get them out to your customers. The best way to do that is to make up a couple samples. Even if it's the major sports teams or local teams, reach out to them, get their logo sent to you so that you can make up a sample and start posting and showing people what you're able to do. The best way for people to understand how these can benefit them and their team is for you to be able to show them. So show off what you can do, show how good it can make their team look, and how much fun it is for the players on their teams to get these. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please give us a like and a subscribe so you can see the other videos that we have coming up. Drop in the comments below what local sports teams you think you might be able to make these for, and stay tuned for more videos on how to grow your 3D printing business from home. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy printing.